Listen, you're gonna hate it. I know you're gonna hate this too. I know we all do. I hate it. Listen, even I hate it. Hey girl, what's up? Welcome to 2024. Welcome to Femininity Bootcamp. And girl, welcome to the beginning of your glow up. Listen, I've made a lot of Femininity Bootcamp videos over the years. Actually, probably over like 2 years. So I'm gonna link a playlist right up here. But today I have been slacking. I have been not yelling at you guys. I have not been giving my full attention, my full vigor, if you will, and telling y'all what it is and telling y'all what it's like, what it's really like, what it really is. If you're new here, my name is Victoria Rose. I'm a 25-year-old woman of transgender experience, and I have over 11 years of transition under my belt. And in those 11 years, I have learned a lot about what it means to pass, strategies to implement in order for me to live life in a way that lets me live stealth, ways that I can pass in the general public, ways to make me look more feminine. And in this series, I share all of those tips with you. Now, I always have this disclaimer: if you don't do these things, that doesn't make you any less of a woman. It doesn't mean that all women do this thing. I'm not dictating what it means to be a woman. So I'm sure there will be keyboard warriors in the comments down below, so go ahead and troll them. But today, we are diving into the 2024 Glow Up practice. The key to all of this, to all of your transition, to getting hotter, to looking more feminine, and all of those great things is delusion. I always preach delusional confidence. And do you know why? I transitioned at 14. I was walking down the halls of my small little farming town, and do you think I was hot shit back then? No. I had one pack of stringy, gross extensions. I had acne. I had braces for so many years. I was really not that girl. But in my head, I knew that if I didn't believe it, nobody else would. So you know, I was putting my headphones in either ear, putting in my most confident playlist, and strutting down the hallway. That's just what I did. Was I confident? Hell no, I didn't have confidence, but I faked it until I made it. Do you think every confident bad bitch you see is at a 10 confidence? No, a lot of us are very insecure, but you would never know it if you saw us walking down the street, because we hold our head high. I knew back then, and I still say it today, that my physical peak has not arrived and will not until like my 30s, 40s, whatever. I'm not there yet, and I'll never get there unless I keep trying. And do you know what keeps me still trying? What keeps that delusional confidence in my mind is knowing that nobody is gonna think I'm anything unless I believe it. Starting this glow up, this story of delusional confidence, or just a journey of getting hotter, if not passing, just getting hotter, is going to be the best thing that you can do for yourself. It's gonna be like a game where you can compete against yourself, where it's like, oh my God, my teeth are so much whiter. I should do this and make my acne better. Oh my God, my acne is going away. It's getting even better. I should figure out a way to improve my style. My style is doing better. I should figure out a way to improve my health. You know what I mean? It snowballs and it becomes unstoppable. It becomes a game and it's fun. And do you know what's more fun than the journey? Is being hot. So today we are going to talk about how you can glow up in 2024. I got a list prepared for you, don't you worry. And before I share it with you, of course, you know I have a word from our wonderful sponsor over at Catch Beauty. Hey, I have something super exciting to share with you. As a transgender woman, I used to struggle with a lot of unwanted hair. I have spent so much time and money on painful and expensive procedures trying to get rid of all of my body hair, and I figured there must be a better way. That is when I discovered Catch Beauty. This right here has been a game changer for me. I actually can't believe the results that I've seen from this. I mean, look at the before and after pictures. Wow. The best part is I get to do it all from the comfort of my own home. No more awkward and expensive salon visits, no more painful treatments, just smooth skin on my terms. I just upgraded my IPL to the MX2 Pro, and this baby is strong. And guess what? Catch Beauty now has this fantastic hair removal cream and growth inhibitor spray. The cream is so gentle, leaving my skin soft and hair free. And the growth inhibitor spray, girl, obsessed. I've noticed a real difference in the amount of time it takes for my hair to grow back. I have never felt more confident or in control of my beauty routine. On top of just having fantastic products, Catch Beauty is a transgender dedicated brand, and that means so much to me as a transgender woman to see that representation out there. So if you're like me and you are tired of the endless cycle of hair removal, do yourself a favor and go to catchbeauty.com/discount/rose and use the code ROSE at checkout for money off your order. Thank you so much, Catch Beauty, for sponsoring this portion of today's video, and without further ado, let's talk about how you can glow up in 2024. Okay, so you want to be hot, you want to pass, you want to be a passable hot trans girl in 2024. Maybe not even trans. I get a lot of comments from people saying that they are a cis woman that watch my videos because they enjoy the femininity and the transformation that trans women undergo, and they want to experience that themselves. And guess what? You can. If you're a cis woman watching this right now, if you're gender fluid, if you're femme in any way, and you want to benefit from this, you can. In fact, not all, but most of these tips go for everybody. Whether you are trans, not trans, male, female, anywhere in between, you can use these tips to glow up in 2024. So, our first tip, my favorite overall, you need to establish a high maintenance to be low maintenance routine. Let me explain. I myself am very high maintenance. I've always said that.
You know exactly who I am.
You know, I always like to make sure that my skin is soft, that I am exfoliated, I'm shaved, I'm waxed, I'm lasered, I have my nails done, I have my brows done, you know what I mean? Like, I like to make sure that I'm done, but you don't need to do all those things all the time. And because I like to stay done, I like to make sure that I have something in place to make sure that I'm never slipping, I'm never falling behind. Notice how you never see me without nails on. You never see me without my hair heat styled in some way. That's because I make it a point to make sure that I am that bitch 24/7. This can consist of all sorts of different things depending on what you need. For me, the number one thing is always nails. I always have my nails done. Period. Boots, I always have my nails done. It could be a keratin treatment. It could be laser or electrolysis or waxing. It could be self-tanner. It could be doing sort of like the bronzing drops or whatever it is. Something that in the moment might take more time or more energy or more money, but in the long run, it saves those things for you. So for me, doing my nails, I like to make sure that my nails are always done. That way, when I leave the house, even if I have no makeup on, even if I have, you know, my hoodie and sweatpants on, I have my nails done, which shows that I can be a bad bitch at any moment. It shows that I have, like, I'm still a glam girly. I still am together. I have my shit together. By keeping this routine, you will not be slipping in 2024. By keeping up with that routine, even on days that you don't feel like working out or doing your skincare routine or doing your makeup, you will still look like that bitch. It is so worth your time. It is so worth your energy. And guess what you can do with all that extra time in the morning that you've saved by being high maintenance to be low maintenance? Is get hotter. You can use that time to put into makeup, to put into skincare, to put into doing your hair, to put into going to the gym. You have all this extra time. Why not use it to better yourself? For anybody, male or female or anything between, you will have a better chance at survival by being attractive. Attractive people on average are more trusted. Attractive people on average make more money. There are so many advantages to being attractive. So if you're like, I take myself too seriously to take care of myself, think again. Think again. Okay, next up on the list is you are going to make a vision board of who you want to be in 2024 and onwards. Fashion style, it could also be a job that you want. It could also be hairstyles or certain colors that really work for you, outfits that really work for you. Personally, I love Pinterest. It's easy to look things up and just add it to a board, but this could be anything. It could be something that you cut, you know, magazine pictures out and paste it onto a board with your friends. It could be a digital collage on Canva or Paint or whatever. It could be so many things, but whatever it is, I find it so valuable because for me, a great example of this is I was thinking like I wanted to have a certain vibe this winter, but I wasn't sure how to get that across. So I made a Pinterest board of how I wanted to look. And one thing that I found is a lot of them are wearing sheer black tights. So guess what I did? I went out and I bought sheer black tights. I bought a few, and now I can wear my dresses, my skirts with, I also bought a pair of knee-high boots because I saw a lot of those for winter where I can still wear shorter skirts, but I have tights and I have long boots and socks and whatever to stay cozy. There are so many things you could pick out from your vision board that you can incorporate into your everyday that puts you closer to your goal. And remember, nobody is a picture perfect Pinterest girly, not even them. Not even her. She doesn't even look like that. So don't take it too seriously. Don't get too hard on yourself, but know that it is attainable and it is achievable if you put in the work. Coming up next on the list, this kind of plays off the last one, but you are going to write out a list of transition goals. This doesn't have to be long-term, it doesn't have to be short-term, it's just goals. So maybe for me, like, I want to get my face done, I want to get FFS, that's one goal. Maybe I want to establish a better sense of style, that could be another one. Maybe you want to get on hormones, or maybe you want to change your legal sex or something like that. Perhaps you might not achieve that this year, but there are so many things you can do this year to get that closer. So write out a list of some transition goals, and I want you to come up with one thing you can do reasonably each month to get you closer to that goal. So this could be scheduling a consultation. This could be going on forums and meeting new trans people. This could be saving extra money. This could be picking up extra shifts to save that money. This could be researching insurances that might cover certain things, or it could be so many things. You know what I mean? It is so easy to see something as so far away and never attainable. The idea of getting bottom surgery was very intimidating because I knew I had to wait a long time. I knew there was going to be a wait list. I knew I was going to have to answer questions. I'd have to be thinking about what was in between my legs for so long, and I didn't want to do that, so I was putting it off. I put it off for so long, and I was like, one day I'll get bottom surgery, but there's no way I can afford it now. I'm not going to do it now, so I'm not even going to bother. Why not bother? Get your name on a list. Go to a consultation. It costs like $0 to $100, and that'll be put towards your future surgery. I mean, it's hard to miss. It's very easy to just get stuck up in the monotony of things and just keep surviving, but there are so many things you can do each month, each week, each day to get you closer to your goal. And if you're sitting on your ass and not doing anything, you're not getting shit. No one's doing this for you. No one's picking up the phone, calling surgeons. No one's going, you know what, I should save more money for her account. I should find her a better paying job. I should find her a way to save more money. That has to come from you. That has to come from you. No one else is looking out for you but you. So you need to create a game plan on how you can get even closer to your goal in 2024 than you were in 2023. Next up on the list might not make sense initially, but hear me out. You are going to find a podcast, an audiobook, a YouTube series, whatever, that reflects the kind of life that you want to live. I would say if you're listening to a podcast, even if it's just a conversation between two friends and they are pretty similar in the way that you would like to be, I think that is just as useful as listening to a finance podcast or a TED Talk or some like self-help book. For example, I mean, granted, not everyone's gonna like this and not everyone likes who I'm gonna reference here, but I love to listen to the Canceled podcast with Brooke Schofield and Tana Mojo. I love Brooke so much and I just relate to her a lot, and when I listen to them talk, it reminds me of me and my friends talking. It reminds me of my sister-in-law and I talking. We have so many gaps in our lives that we can fill with audio, whether we are cleaning or doing our makeup. For me, cleaning is a big one. I listen to a lot of podcasts and shit when I'm cleaning or doing my makeup, or maybe you're showering, maybe you're driving to and from work. There are a lot of places you can fill with audio, and it's really important that we're mindful of what media we're consuming. For example, before I filmed this video, I was watching Dance Moms so that I could get into the angry attitude, bitch, so I could start yelling at y'all. Now, it's okay, you know, you don't have to only listen to that and only be like girly pop 24/7, but find something, if nothing else, that you can listen to when you're trying to get into that state of mind. Whatever you want to reflect, you need to pump that into your life. That will affect you on both a conscious and subconscious level, whether you like it or not, because if you listen to bad media, for example, like I love reality TV, think like Real Housewives or Bad Girls Club. If you're watching that all the time, you're gonna start even subconsciously acting like that. Something I think about a lot is that you are an amalgamation of the 5 people you spend the most time with. We're in the digital age. A lot of us spend more time listening to a YouTuber or a podcaster or whatever else it may be than our friends and family. Sometimes I'm cleaning all day. I'll be listening to a podcast for like 6-7 hours because I'm just cleaning and cooking and doing everything else, and I don't even think about it. Yes, sometimes I listen to empowering girl power, like self-help TED Talks and audiobooks and podcasts, and that's all great and I still think very important. But if you are listening to something that aligns with who you want to be in any way, I think that is just as beneficial to your personal development as a TED Talk or audiobook would be. Our last tip that we're doing in 2024, listen, you're gonna hate it. I know you're gonna hate this tip. I know we all do. I hate it. Listen, even I hate it. We are going to voice train at least once a week. Listen. Okay, I know. Shoot me. Gun me down. I know. We should be voice training every day for a while until it really sinks in, and then like once a week to really practice. But the best voice training you can do is the voice training you actually do. So sure, try and do more voice training, whatever, but planning on once a week I think is very reasonable. I would get very hard on myself when I would voice train because I wouldn't immediately sound like a new person and I wouldn't immediately sound like a cis-passing woman. And it's something I'm still working on, you know. I'm 11 plus years into my transition, and I also transitioned young. This is relatively my natural voice. I don't voice train like I should, and I wish that I did. I say this all the time, and I'm not the one that coined it, although I wish I was. Your voice is your second face. If you're looking like Jane and sounding like Tarzan, they're gonna know. They know. They know. By setting a goal of once a week, it will, if nothing else, keep you thinking about it, of being like, oh my god, I have to voice train. And that will kick you into gear of being like, oh, I have to voice train. You can find a voice trainer. I'll actually link a video right up here of how I trained with Trans Vocal. She's a fantastic vocal coach. But this is one of those things that you as a trans woman can do for free. This is one of the few things in your transition that is 100% free. There are a million fantastic voice training videos on YouTube. Take advantage of them. I will put an app right here that was recommended by a voice trainer to help to measure where your voice should be in terms of hertz. And although that can be very humbling, that experience can be very humbling, it is worth it to know where you should sound. It's like whereabouts, because it's not just pitch, it's also inflection, it's also the way that you speak. And guess what? I know a lot of women, cis women, with lower voices than me that sound more cisgender than me. And I would like to figure out what it is about their voice that sounds that way. I think it's probably the absence of the Valley Girl voice, but it is what it is. I just think it is the best thing you can do, whether you are out as trans or, more importantly, if you're not out as trans. This is something you can do. You can practice your voice. It doesn't matter how good you look. You can be the cutest woman. You can have the most cisgender face in the world. You can be the most passable woman in the world. If you have a voice that outs you, everyone's gonna know you're trans. So it's up to you to train your voice. And guess what? The opposite is still true. If you go out there and you're not sure if you pass and your face is kind of like maybe androgynous, which sure, a lot of cisgender women have more masculine faces than we do. But guess what? They sound cis. So if you go out and you're looking maybe a little in the middle and your voice sounds good, you're gonna pass. And that's free. That's a good fat $0. So it's up to you, and it comes down to what you want to do. If you follow these tips, by the end of 2024, you will be looking snatched. You will look better than you did today. Better than you did yesterday. Better than you did the end of 2023. And remember, the key to all of this is delusional confidence. If you don't believe it, nobody else will. If you're not buying it, how the hell are you gonna expect someone else to buy it? I don't care if you have a 5 o'clock shadow, if you are dealing with a deep voice, if you are dealing with a brick face, honey. If you believe it, other people will. And guess what? If you don't believe it, no one will. So if you want to be on top in 2024, follow these tips and tag me on Instagram under FemBootcamp24 to show me how much you have glowed up this year. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Just remember that if you don't do these things or whatever, just make you any less of a woman. I'm just being hyper aggressive because that's how I am to my sister and that's how I would be to all of you. You are all amazing. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and until I see you next week, good luck. I love you.